And multiverses have actually have a very long history and are very popular in pop culture. You can see from one of the illustrations that it's known in Hinduism. And then you have them in DC Comics, Marvel Comics. Jet Li's movie, The One, was very interesting. In the movie, there's multiverses, and he realizes that his energy spread throughout them in his various selves. So he decides to travel to each of the universes, killing himself, and he becomes more and more and more powerful. And yeah, it's an action movie, but it's pretty fun as far as the sci-fi is concerned. And the very last scene of the movie is pretty interesting if you've ever been involved in martial arts, because it's basically hard against soft, or internal versus external. I think it's Jing Yi versus Bagua. It's pretty much interesting movie if you're into that kind of thing. And then these are more recent examples. The TV shows Flash Forward, Fringe, and Lost all played upon the concept of the multiverse. And of course, by the end of Lost, we found out that show was really about universalism, but that's another lecture. And so this documentary called What the Bleep Do We Know has a special place in my heart. Because I had a friend tell me, oh, if you want to be up on the latest science, you have to watch this documentary. And, well, I did. And if you want to be up on the latest science, I guess it means that you'd watch this documentary that's presented by, it covers the idea of quantum physics, and it's presented by a New Age spirit channeler. It's not even the human being in the movie. It actually claims to be the spirit channeling through her. An anesthesiologist, a radiologist, and a chiropractor, who's a follower of the New Age medium. And they throw in a couple of physicists for good measure, by the way. But one of them's a self-employed physicist and wrote the book, The Yoga of Time Travel. So anyhow. Actually, what was interesting is both of the physicists made the point that we create our own realities, and they both wore glasses. And I'm thinking, why would you want to have poor eyesight? Talk about theory not matching reality, there it was. But this movie touches upon a concept of the multiverse, which is really based on an interpretation of quantum physics, which is that, for instance, if you were to come to a fork in the road, you decide to turn right, well, at the same time, another reality opens up where you turned left. And so now you have two of yourselves traveling these two roads, and your lives take very different turns based on these decisions. Although I've not been able to figure out what gauges the level of decision. I mean, did a branch universe just open up now because I could have chosen to scratch my left ear, but I didn't? So in another universe, I scratch my left ear? Or is it, forks in the road? Is it, I mean, what level of decision causes these universes to branch out? I've not been able to determine that. I don't know if anybody has proposed a sort of scale. This one opens up a brand new universe. This level of decision doesn't. I don't know. And I'm afraid that these ideas definitely make for some fascinating sci-fi, no question about it. I'm a big sci-fi fan, but the problem is it takes on a life of its own, and the way also it filters down through popular culture and popular science reporting, such as an example here from Scientific American, where Alejandro Jenkins and Gilad Perez write, multiple other universes, each with its own laws of physics, may have emerged from the same primordial vacuum that gave rise to ours. Assuming they exist, many of those universes may contain intricate structures and perhaps even some form of life. These findings suggest that our universe may not be as finely tuned for the emergence of life as previously thought. I wonder if you caught something odd about that. I mean, yeah, the concept is odd of itself, but Let me read it again with a little emphasis. Multiple other universes, each with its own laws of physics, may have emerged from the same primordial vacuum that gave rise to ours. Assuming they exist, many of those universes may contain intricate structures and perhaps even some forms of life. These findings suggest that our universe, blah, blah, blah. These findings, what findings? That may have, that assuming, that may contain, and that, these findings. Okay, so we're jumping to conclusions based on really nothing. And that's the major theme of the multiverse issue, is the conclusions are fascinating and exciting, and they make for good sci-fi. But really, what are they based on?